It seems like we're more on the same side than we're not, in that I want this piece of shit taken out of office, if anything. Fuck him. He's corrupt. He has done the exact opposite of what he campaigned on every single thing that got him elected with under 40 voters. He has done the opposite of.
And here I'm in this weird, like I'm in this frustrated position, which is this, like, imagine if I went to the top of a building, dropped a hammer and watched it fall and said, I had no idea that would happen. Who knew the hammer was going to fall? I couldn't foresee this. They told me the hammer would float. And you'd be like, dude, this was the most obvious outcome ever. And this is what I said during the election cycle. And now the most obvious outcome ever, like the tariffs were not good for the economy. Manufacturing continues to shrink. Everything except healthcare is shrinking. Thank you, boomers. He's going to war. He's all over the Epstein files. He put nothing but grifters in his cabinet, and they're taking advantage of his cognitive decline to line their own pockets. Trump is fine with this. Like, these are all things that were completely obvious to me. I said, and I remember we had this conversation, and was like, one of the core things to me isn't the specifics of his policies, it's his character. His morality is going to cause problems. And now here we are. And like, I see Joe Rogan turned on him. I'll just be super fast. Joe Rogan turned on him. Tucker Carlson turned on him. Alex Jones turned on him. David Smith turned on him. Sean Ryan turned on him. Okay, that one's new to me, but okay. And I'm like, all of you guys were fooled. All of you guys were fooled. Like, no, you don't get to turn on him now. Like, you should have seen this coming because it was completely obvious.
Well, if he would have done what he said, it would have been tremendous. Mass deportations would have been wonderful.
Of everything, though.
Well, like, mass deportations would have been great. A reduction in work visas would have been great for Americans. Enforcing voter ID would have been excellent, and no new foreign wars would have been great. That's what people voted for, and that's why everyone is turning on him, and he's an unpopular now, is because everyone who voted for these four things that if he would have done would be fantastic, he's not only not doing them, he's doing the opposite. He's increasing
what people
visas.
Voted for, but he voted
That's what I voted for.
That's fair. But he was like, I'll end the Ukrainian war on day one. I'll make groceries so much more affordable. Remember groceries? It's kind of a quaint word. I darn near made it up, brought groceries back, and I bring grocery prices. I'm going to fix grocery prices immediately. How are you going to do it? I don't want to get into specifics. And he would just go on about all these things he was going to do that were very clearly he wasn't going to do. And now here we are.
He's working on the voter. So look,
he is trying that one, right?
I feel like he's working on that voter ID thing.
I don't care how much he tries with that shit.
It's so crazy that Taylor is simultaneously too hard on Trump and not hard enough on Trump, because I strongly feel that Trump has been like killing it on immigration. Like, I've seen the goon squads in the street. I've seen people get killed over this.
Look at the numbies. Look at the numbies.
I'm just letting you know, like what's happening on the streets. Too. Maybe Obama's numbers were lies, and maybe he lied about how many people.
No, Obama got high numbers because at the time they qualified turning someone back at the border as a deportation.
Okay, well then you have unrealistic expectations about what's possible with deportation. Clearly,
I would love
if you're going to use that.
Do you know how many
do we have right now? We are building billions of dollars worth of concentration camps. We have the highest. If ICE were a military organization, I think they'd be in the top 15 world militaries. They have more funding than Italy's entire military. ICE does more funding than our Marine Corps. All right, he's doing his best on mass immigrations. I truly believe that. It also seems legislation-wise he's trying. Hang on. It also seems legislation-wise that he's doing his best on voter ID laws and stopping mail-in ballots, which say what you want about, but those are all three things that he said he would do, and he's doing them seemingly, to my eye, as best as he can.
Maybe in voice he is. But he's not actually getting it done.
Like, he just signed an executive order about the mail-in ballots a couple of days ago. They're working on birth citizenship, the Supreme Court.
They are working on that.
Wheels are turning on all of these things at the highest levels.
Do you know how many illegal border crossings we've had since Trump became president? U.S. official numbers.
75.
Zero. Not one person has. You were high at 75. Not one person has crossed the border in the last, whatever it is, year and a half that Trump has been president. Now I can't trust the rest of his numbers. Are you telling me it's literally zero? Are you or not you or Trump? Do you just make shit up? You just make shit up out of whole cloth and say whatever you want.
Same page here. The same way you can legalize immigrants by saying like, oh, now they're all dreamers, or now they're all this. Like you can get rid of bad numbers by changing the
testing less or providing fewer masks. Like stop pretend like it's not a problem, and it's not a problem. If you stop testing for COVID numbers go down. If you stop counting the number of border crossings, the number of border crossings going to go down. That being said, I remember like all over YouTube watching YouTubers go to the border. This is during the election, this most recent election, and they would have swaths of African men like sitting on cross-legged in like a big square. They'd have like here's the 90 we caught here at this area just today. This guy's from Somalia. This guy's from fucking Mozambique or some shit. These guys don't speak some sort of junta language. We're really trying to work on that. We don't know what country.
Was this the Mexican border?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I didn't know that the Somalians came through the border.
I watched Channel 5 News, Andrew Callahan, wildly popular YouTube channel where he does these in-depth news reports with a little bit of like kindness and heart and like seemingly like a real guy. I love him. He's down there. He's the one who hired coyotes to smuggle him into the U.S. as an American citizen just to film it and get the experience. And Border Patrol caught him. Border Patrol catches him.
That's a good bit. Yeah.
We don't know what to do with you. We don't even have a cell labeled geeky white American who tried to coyote himself into the U.S. on YouTube. Like they didn't know what to do with him.
Well, what
it is an illegal border crossing. I've crossed back into America. Like you have to go through customs, so he is skipping. Like you can't do that.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
They let him out after like they let him out after 2 or 3 days. Like,
have you noticed that every time Trump comes out now, he really does believe he's popular with the people who voted for him, despite doing the exact opposite of everything. He'll come out and be like, "It's a great war. It's the best war. Everyone's talking about it." And it's like it's all just he's surrounded by Zionists who are filtering what gets to him. Would be my guess.
That's possible.
He also creates his own reality. Like if you watch the movie about him, there's a great quote from the actor who's playing him that's based on a real Trump quote where he's like, the truth is what I say it is. The truth is what we agree it is. That's what the truth is. I have my truth and you have your truth. And my truth trumps your truth. And it's like, fuck, that's how he's been running the goddamn country. Because he says it with such authority and such like there's not even of course this happened and that happened. Are you fake news? You're a nasty woman, and you're like, shit, he sounded like no one would say that unless they believed what they were saying, because if they ever were found out to be lying in that moment, it would be catastrophic. But we find out he was lying in that moment, and he's like, I didn't know too much about what I was talking about there.
So I don't accept that Trump lives in a bubble and doesn't know better. I feel like that's an excuse provided for him. Not exactly the way Taylor did it, but so many guys are like, well, he must have got some bad advice. He must have got some bad information. Trump is surely this perfect person who's terrific. He's just been fed some bad info. And it's like, no, Trump is the guy in charge of the bad information. Trump is the guy who owns his own decisions. And I think the reason that he went on TV at prime time and spoke about the Iran war, and the reason that he went on TV just recently with all the trappings of the presidency in the Oval Office to talk about it a second time, is that he knows it's not popular, not that he thinks it is.
Yeah,
it may be. And to be clear, like, just because he's surrounded by Zionists feeding him, propaganda all the time, that does not remove his responsibility as president to actually know what's going on. That's on him 100%. Like, he has been a disaster. He's doing nothing any of his constituents voted for, and I'm not going to go to bat for some stupid who is allowing more immigrants in, he increased the number of H-1B visas. He increased that. He started a war with Iran. He can't get voter ID pushed through. That's on him and the rest of the Republicans, who are just kind of the controlled opposition party, seemingly. But it's really pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And I will laugh when he's thrown in prison.